All right, we are looking good. What's up, everyone? How y'all doing? There we go. And we're good to go. Okay, let's get a few things knocked out and see what happens from here. I gotta open this up. This is gonna be. Hope it doesn't crack. Good evening, everybody. We are just doing a quick test stream for a little bit. Gonna take this in and blend it in a little. Okay, that should do it. Gonna let that cool. Park it off to the side. What's up? Hey, how are you doing, everybody? What's happening? Oop, that one's actually already good to go. Don't need that one. And here we go. Just doing a couple test runs here. What's happening? Hi, John. How? Moon, what's up? Melissa, how you doing? Dragonfly, how are you? How's everybody doing on this happy Saturday? Been kind of messing with some settings here. Tell me what you all think. It's not finalized right now, but kind of just messing with a few things here. Whoa. As it glass is messing with me back. What's up, Steven? How are ya? I'll bring this up. Not too long? Yep, too long. All right, we're going to bring this in. Got that one all melded in. What's up, Bayo? Yeah, so I can interchange from here back to here pretty easily. I may have to adjust the cameras a little bit, but, zoom in on some, pop out on some. I don't know. We'll have to mess with it a little bit, but I think you guys get a good view of everything. And then the side cam has the didymium lens on it, so you get a little bit of view of that. That's why the color's off. So yeah, I told you guys I was working on stuff. I feel like Gladiator saying, "Are you not entertained?" I'm joking, by the way. Here we go. All right. Got that done. So we had another crappy issue with damn marble cracking. I do not know why I am having this issue. It's not the uranium. It has to be the electrum that I was using. And here we go. Oop, how about a laser? Nope, not that one. Yeah, we got these big old cracks in there, and they're not small checking cracks. So I got to imagine it is the electrum that I was using. Too bad, too, because that marble's beautiful. I'm going to try a marble right now because I'm a little annoyed at the fact that it's having such a cracking issue. So we're going to do a quick marble. Normally I'm not on tonight, so yeah, it just gives you other options of the bench. So we're going to try uranium electrum and a different electrum and some clear and amber purple and see what the hell we get. If it cracks again, then I definitely have a problem. No, it's okay, Bale. That's part of the business. I mean, that is literally the business. Cracking is going to happen. It's inevitable, you know, in some respects. But we're going to try it out right now. In fact, I'm going to get the drill mix. We're going to drill the hell out of this and just make sure every single option is exhausted on here. Yeah, the marble cracking is not a good thing. But I'd rather, you know, figure it out, get it fixed, and then we move on. But that's why we don't, like, ask you to pay for marbles right away. You know, because we want to make sure they live. All right, do you guys want me to go to the multi-view for a little bit? What's up, KCH? And tell me what you think. Try a little multi-view on it. No, it's not a cooling down thing. It's definitely a compatibility issue. I'm wondering if the electrum that I mixed up had an odd color in it. Like a secondary color by chance. That wasn't supposed to be in there. Yeah, let's do multi-view for a little bit. I am going to fix the multi-view a tiny bit by, I got to put some borders around it, but for right now, I think it's set. Let's pop in multi-view. There we go. We'll try it out this way and see what the heck happens. All right, so we should have enough electrum on here. This is the shimmer color. We're going to grab the drill and mix the hell out of it. No, it wasn't that. I'm thinking that, like, I drill mixed some electrum. I had it pre-mixed. I'm wondering if I had it pre-mixed with, like, unobtainium or something on accident. Because I've made tons of these marbles with these colors before and never had an issue. Wow, this drill's dead. The last little bit I'm going to get out of the battery at the moment. But we're going to test it right now. So we're going to do electrum, uranium, amber purple. Okay, let's pop the uranium on there real quick. See what we get. Actually, I'm just going to use... got all the short uraniums. Yeah, failure happens. I mean, it's just part of the game. Okay, so we're going to add this in here. Grab it up here. And smooth it all in. Let's get this really welded in there. Little push. Okay, got that uranium in there. I'm going to definitely need my outer flame, just to be sure. And we need some 10 mil. Did I eat it all up already? I don't think so. Do your hands cramp? No, hands never cramp. Not at all. The only thing that cramps is probably my feet, my legs. All right, let's add some clear to this. What's up, cruising? So yeah, I think I need to put a few borders, like black borders around separating the windows, but I'm okay with this view for a little bit. We're doing a marble right now. In Phoenix, you must have been either Chameleon or Trails were the shops that I knew of. All right, so we got that welded on there. What's up, Fidel? What's up? Yep, we're making a marble right now. We're using uranium glass and some amber purple. All right, let's bring it in and spin this up right there. So we're going to put a little bit of clear at the end of this, and then we're going to go amber purple over this whole thing and see what the heck we get. A little bit of patience right here. I just got to compress it down a tiny bit. Yeah, the one side window, the one, if you are looking at the screen, I think it's the one to the left where you can see my kiln in the background. That does have a didymium filter on it, so you can kind of see what's going on. All right, let's separate that. All right, let me put these scissors away because they're totally in the way. Yeah, we're hoping the Seahawks do it. I've been lamp working for 32 years. Where is... I thought I had amber purple up here. Yep, you are amber purple. So we're going to take this color here. I'm going to kind of show you as long... We're going to test out the new camera. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do here. So we got the side view here. We're going to take and we're going to rub amber purple all the way around this thing. I said rub it. We're not rubbing anything. We're melting it. I do have a Smith torch, and I have a national torch. All right, so we're just going to hybrid blend this in. Yeah, this is that amber purple. We got uranium, amber purple, electrum. And we're going to create a little chaos here. Oop, don't you air bubble on me. Air bubbles are not allowed. A little bit back here just to kind of get it all blended up. Smooth it out. We're just adding a little color here. I'm not trying to do anything super organic right now, like super intense. We're just kind of adding color. Because I've had 3 marbles crack and I can't figure it out. If it was one of the colors I was using, or there's a problem with one of the entire batches. So we're going to find out here when I get done with this one. All right, let's add a little bit of more swirls here. This is kind of like what I call finger painting. It looks awesome when it's all done. And we're just bringing it in. And it literally is exactly what it sounds like. We're just literally finger painting. With molten glass, I'm putting in these tiny little extra swirls. Like that. So we're not doing anything super intense marble-wise. All right, you know what's nice? I don't actually have to hit the damn camera again. So we should be able to get some really cool colors coming out of this. You can see all those swirls running all over the place. So we got that going. So then we're going to come to the marble mold. Now, this is where the bottom view should look really good. Bayo, thank you for the memberships. Thank you very much. That is so kind to give those memberships out. I appreciate you. What's up, Red Squeak? So we should get a good view of all the molds right now. Like that. Then we can see these colors popping in. We'll bring it over so you guys can view it. It's nice not having to switch the camera, though, I got to tell you. So we just got some organic swirls going in here. You can see those kind of shimmery colors bouncing through there. And let's grab it here and flatten it out on the other side. Then we're going to stretch it, twist it. Stretch, twist, and run. How's everybody doing on a Saturday? So we're going to detach here. We're going to kind of round it out a little bit. And then we're going to reattach on the sides. Yep, I'm going to make a complete sphere. It's not going to be a big one. It's only going to be like 2 inches. Not going to be a big one. But basically, I want to test out these colors. I also wanted to check out the new camera view and see how it's doing. And we just have to round this out. What's up, Elliot? How are you? Metal, thank you. And here we go. We're going to bring it in and just kind of gently push down. Like that. Then you're left with this kind of UFO shape. See if we can show some color off here. We should have some nice iridized look going through it. Very shimmery. We are complete on that. Okay, let's grip this. So this is where it is going to require a little bit of finesse. No, I don't want that. I want this one. So we got to reattach a tiny, tiny little bit so I can separate up here. So just a little tiny attachment. You can see it's barely on there. Yeah, this is uranium. This is definitely uranium. I have had 2 or 3 uranium pieces crack on me, and I know it's not the uranium. I'm trying to figure out what the consistent basis for it is. What's causing it? I think I know the culprit, but we're going to find out. You went live for the first time? That's awesome. It's a little intimidating at first, but you know what? It's all good. You get better. And we're going to grab it here. And then this is why I had that small attachment. We just pop. So then we got the... God, I got to remember my camera work here now. There we go. Almost looks like an eyeball in there. But when we get this all twisted up, it's going to be looking amazing. Yep. How do I read chat? With my eyes. There we go. We're making a marble right now. Okay, so this is the point at which we're going to have to stretch it out. And then when we compress it back together, we're going to get a nice round swirl to it. Tighten that up just a bit. There we go. Oh, what the hell? I don't know. Did you guys just go dark? I don't know what the hell happened there. That was weird. I think my web glitched out for a second there. All right, so we got to stretch this out. We're going to bring it out here and pull a little bit. I know the ghost is at play for sure. So now we stretched it out, kind of like that dragon eye look. Yeah, it was buffering. It's saying that I'm having a connection issue, but that's okay. We'll go back to this view. I probably have to reset the router. All right, let's bring it out, and we're going to take this. Now you can see that kind of dragon eye look right there. We're going to take it, and we're going to push it back together and give it a swirl. So we just have to heat it up really well. So I am setting up a school account and a Patreon. The school account is going to be for people that are artists or self-employed in such a way. Like, doesn't matter if you do glass blowing, painting, watercolor, woodworking, pottery. That's going to be more of a, how do you survive as an artist, independent artist, and like lessons that I've learned over the years, how not to get screwed, burned, covering things that people tell you and you don't really want to ask them questions because you don't want to seem like you don't know what you're talking about, but you don't know what you're asking. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the triple screen's kind of cool. But like, I remember the first time I ever heard the term 210 net 30. And they're like, do you take 210 net 30 for payment? And I was like, sure. I had no idea what it was. And when I found out, I was like, okay with it, but I didn't know all that. So when you start going into this environment, you start going into things, you know, what lessons can you learn as an artist? And how do things work out? All right, there we go. We got the nice little swirl going. So that's going to be the school account. The Patreon account is going to be a little more personal access. So we'll have like Zoom call, non-torch. If you have questions about the glass or questions with regard just in general behind the scenes, that's what that'll mostly be. But yeah, the school account be artists, and then I will have a glass blowing segment on the school account as well. So if you are a glass person, you'll be able to get questions on that answered. Some little lessons. Yeah, we're doing a marble right now. Not a big one, just like 2-inch. Not a big one. Mostly I'm just kind of checking the new camera setup out. To get started, you're going to want about $3,000 to get started. $3,000 is about a good starting point, and that's going to be part of the school thing too. Is what equipment do I recommend for glass? And there's two different scenarios for that. So you got what's considered a soft glass, meaning beads or things like that. Nothing wrong with beads, by the way. And then borosilicate or hard glass like this, Pyrex. What basic setups do I recommend for that? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of information in there we're going to put out. Like I said, you'll be able to book kind of one-on-one time as well. You know, one of the things I've helped people with in the past is like a Zoom call or a video call or FaceTime in their studio. So they're showing me their setup and I'll say, oh, that's wrong. You know, you need to change that. You need to change that hose over, or, you know, you're missing something. You know, just kind of walking you through your setup too. Okay, so we got that going. Yeah, I do like this triple setup. I'm kind of digging it, I think. It's looking okay. Yeah, the torch is a GTT Kabuki. Say that 10 times fast. Kabuki. Glass Torch Technologies Kabuki. All right, so we're going to start using the smaller molds here. I look good? I don't think I look good. I'm just a guy. It's a good filter. There we go. So we got to get a little bit of these wrinkles out, but we're getting there. Got to get these wrinkles out of this marble here. Just a little more. All right, almost got these wrinkles out. I think that view works good for the marble, though. You guys get to see both views here. Nope, no bongs, no dongs. No bongs, no dongs. I don't have a problem with the industries. I just don't make them. Yeah, I don't have any problem with the industry. It's just flooded. I mean, there's so many people making that stuff now. It's not like you lack choices. All right, we're going to go to the super small mold here, and it just travels around really super smooth. We're going to do a temporary reveal. Got a really nice, I think we got cool color coming through here. Bring it up here and see if we got some, yeah, we definitely got some shimmer going. And the side view is showing a lot of the fancy little schmancy swirls going. See how close we can get it to the camera here. There we go. So that's a hot shot right now. It's super hot. It's not going to stay that red, but we're right up on it. I'm experimenting with the camera. Sorry. There we go. Let's see from the side. Can you guys see? Yeah, that's a little close. There we go. Yep, it is a marble. I am working in the state of Washington looking for Bigfoot. But the biggest marble I've made is 4.5 inches, and I will never make another one. Way too big, way too hot. All right, we're going to do a tiny little punty right there. So we can burn this off, get it super smooth, and then call this one done. Tri-Cities. Yep. My dad lived in Pasco. Pasco, Kennewick, and I can't remember the other one. I got to get this little bit off here. Little nipple right here. Got to pull it off. There. Yeah, the mods are on it. That's right, Bayo. Richland, that's it. All right, so we're just going to smooth this out and see how we look in front of the camera with it. And then I'll show you how to get it off the rod and keep it clean. Lean and clean. Yeah, that doesn't get any smoother than that. That is super smooth. What makes that fire? I have a dragon. I have a pet dragon. See the white hair? I'm secretly a Targaryen. Don't tell anybody. I have a pet dragon. No, oxygen and propane. Theo, thank you for the jewels. All right, let's check this one more time with the side. Damn, I don't have to switch the camera. I keep forgetting. All right, we do have some beautiful shimmer going on there. I can't bump this or it will fall off. Yeah, we got some definitely cool colors bouncing in there. All right, got to give it a second to cool off. And then we're going to take Dragonfly Creations' wonderful marble holder here, which also works for ornaments, so that you are not stuck with it as a marble holder. Okay, it actually works really good for Christmas ornaments. So when you go to do this, you pop it in. The bottom camera is the best view. So you take it like this and you pop, and off it comes. I'm going to center this up just a little bit and hopefully show you guys that punty mark. So right dead center there, you'll see a little tiny scar right there. That is where the rod was attached. And then we're going to smooth it the hell out. And hopefully we don't get a crack on this one. I've had 3 marbles crack and it's been really annoying. But the Seahawks one, oh, I shouldn't say it, the Seattle one did not crack. Thank God. All right, let's bring it in and show this off. So we got all the colors bouncing in there. Let's bring it right up. There we go. And then we got the uranium spiral there. Let's see if I can bounce it to the other side without dropping it. There. I'm trying not to drop it. There. So now you can kind of see those colors bouncing in. Amber purples. Ooh, man, it's getting scary in there. Yeah, this marble's actually pretty badass. And then we just finished this pen, which is unclaimed at the moment. Oh, I forget, side view. So we got this pen right here, and it is a Bic pen. Watch. So this is just a normal Bic pen, and the insert comes out, and hopefully I got the size right, slides right in, like that. And now you got a full-blown pen. And we got beautiful wings. Look at those wings. And then through the other way, they are ambery. And you want to see the best part about the pen? Uranium. So that is available. There we go. Need my Mountain Dew tonight. How long does it usually take to make one marble? Depends on the marble. Who wants to see my self-portrait? You guys want to see my self-portrait? Type 1 in the chat before I get on to the next item. I'll show you a dragon dagger and a self-portrait if you want to see it. But you need to type 1 in the chat real quick before we start, because once I start, I can't stop on the next item. So I did a self-portrait of myself. I took a bet, and they said I could not make a self-portrait out of glass. They said it was impossible, and I said nothing's impossible. So we ended up doing that. You guys want to see it? All right, cool. Let me, we're going to change the view for this because I want to show you side by side the self-portrait. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we're going to bring it right in so you guys can see right there. Okay, because you want to be up close for the self-portrait. And here we go. There I am at a very young age. We got the same hair still. I still had the same haircut, but there we are. It's very young, very fast, with a good sense of direction. But yeah, see? Don't we look alike? Told you. All right, let's back it up. Bring it in just a little. Okay, the Dragon Dagger, though, that is actually kind of cool. So this is what the Dragon Dagger, this is one of my favorite pieces of all time. It's not for sale. I don't want to sell it, but I do want to show some of the things you can do out of glass. And this is like the cool stuff you can do, things like this. We'll bring it over to the side cam so you can get a little better view of the actual detail in the head. There we go. So there's the head. Bring it down that way. And from the front. And it stands about 19 inches tall, head to toe. So. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of the fun piece. All right, let's get the flower done. So I'm going to go back to the multi-view. I want to try a couple different items with the multi-view. I really want to see if I need to make any changes to it. So we're going to just make a clear flower at the moment. Maybe we'll do some color. I don't know. We'll see if we need to fume it. The new one, I don't know yet. I'm planning it out. Right now we have a lot of orders to get done. So before I get to have fun with the fun stuff, I got to get orders done. You know, if you order something, you deserve to get it rather than me playing around with other stuff. And here we go. So this is the first petal we put on. I call it the taco petal because it literally looks like a taco. But it makes a really nice stable beginning for a flower. So we'll bring it in right there. You can see that taco shape right there. About every third or fourth petal, I will make it into, I'll show you the progress. I just did a Seattle color-based marble yesterday. From Elder Scrolls or Skyrim. I've made a few WoW weapons. So I've done a few Warcraft weapons. But that was for friends of mine. I have to be really careful about doing things that have a copyright. So if you're asking me to duplicate something exactly that would have a copyright, I will not do it. If you want something that's inspired by, then I can do that. I don't do any quoting of prices online. You have to message me because there's too many variables for items. You know, it depends on color, how big you want an item. How detailed do you want the item? There's just too many variables to sit there and say it's this much money. Because it could go either way. I could either overquote or underbid. Oh, you just got the LED light? Awesome. So I'll show you guys something after this. I wasn't going to show this off, or not show it off. I wasn't going to show it, but I kind of have to after this. Let me finish this flower, and if you're still around, I'll show you something. It's kind of been bugging me, because there are like 2 glass blowers out there that have some items that they're claiming to have made, and they're just Amazon items. And it's bugging the hell out of me, because I don't want to see anybody buy something and get ripped off, first of all. But you can literally go on Amazon and buy them. And I purchased one just to show you. I did it for you guys. And in all honesty, it's a very cool item. It's very well built. It's very well built. What's the cheapest color? Cobalt. And it's not cheap, it's just least expensive. All right, we're going to pull this in. I'm going to add one more petal on here and show you the progress. Oops. Boy, that one went sideways fast. Luckily, I can recover. And one more here. So after about petal 9, 10, 11, it starts looking like a flower. Until then, it doesn't. It kind of has the start of one, but it's not quite there. And if you're new to glass blowing or lamp working, technically this is called lamp working. It can be very frustrating as you start to make a flower and it's not looking like a flower. It can be a little bit frustrating, but you just got to trust the process. All right, so we got 6 petals and a taco petal. So the center taco petal and 6 petals there. Kind of has that Celtic knot look at the moment. Oh yeah, there are 3 companies that make color pretty much. My primary color company is North Star Glassworks. They're out of Portland. They're amazing. Great company. So after we do these 3 petals, we're going to jump up a little bit in the size of the rod, the diameter of it, so we can make bigger flower petals and make it look good. How many petals? Between 15 and 18. It really depends on how it's shaping out. You know, you can do thousands of these, but every one is still a little bit different. And you can lose your place like that. And if you lose your place, you can accidentally place a petal in the wrong spot, which doesn't ruin it. It just means you have extra work to do. But it definitely doesn't ruin it. It just means you got to restructure a little. Because I do have a specific pattern for it. And here we go. One more. Gonna drop it in. All right, we're gonna jump up in the size of the petals. But before we do that, I'll show you where we're at. Okay, so there we are so far. It's starting to get kind of flowery, like that. All right, I need some Mountain Dew for a second. All right, so now we're going to jump up in the size. We're going to jump up a little bit. We're going to go about 3 millimeters bigger. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Nope, no diners, drive-ins, or dives. Okay, let's add 3 more petals. And here we go. You'll definitely see the size difference when I bring it out and show you the next 3. We're just hand carving it with this little graphite reamer. Two more to go on the bigger one, and then I'll show you, and then probably 3 more after that. So a total of 5. And just heat it up and carve it in. Yeah, we're doing good. And I'm always buzzing it out here to keep it warm. You definitely don't want to let it get cold. It will for sure crack. This is not one of those items you can let sit out and not crack. I don't care who you are. It would not work. Way too much stress in this. Okay, so far so good. We have 3 more to go. 3 to go. So now you can definitely see how those bigger ones on the bottom there, they definitely filled it out a little. So we're going to go in between the gaps. So like right in between, there's a gap, gap, and gap. Nope. No bongs, no dongs. I don't have a problem with the industry. It's just you're not lacking choices of them. There's plenty of them out there. Okay, we're going to park that on there. 2 more petals to go. And if you've stuck around this long, stick a few more minutes and I'll show you how this gets colored. So we're going to add color to it via precious metals. We're going to use gold on this one. And it is pure gold, 0.9999 pure. And it literally becomes a vapor that is lighter than the gas and the flame. And it uses the flame as a conduit to go from the tip up to the flower itself and color it, basically plating the glass. Technically it's called fuming, but unless you're a lamp worker or glass blower, you don't know what the heck fuming is. So I don't say fuming, I just say plating. All right, let's get that soldered in there. Last one. Nope, didymium glass. It is didymium. And here goes the last petal. And there we go. Carve it in there. Okay, we'll bring it over so you guys can see it temporarily before we get ready to color it. I got to put these little extensions on the bottom. It's basically like simulated little leaves, but does two things. It makes it look like a little tiny leaf coming down. And then it does secure the actual flower head to the stem. Makes it a little bit stronger. So we just come in here and fuse it all together. One there. One there. Let it cool off for a second or it's going to bend. And we're going to bring it in and smooth it out. Cool beans. All right, if you stayed this long, it's worth it to stay just a few minutes later. So we're going to do a coloring process called fuming. Fuming is the process of vaporizing pure gold or silver to a point where it becomes lighter than the gas flame, and it will use the flame as a conduit. The vapors will travel up the flame and onto the flower. So last view in clear. So just so you all can see, it is totally clear right now. And we're going to grab our gold. There is a tiny little chunk of gold on here. Camera right at the top there. Camera's having a hell of a time focusing though. All right, real time. It is very fast, so keep your eye on the flower. It goes pretty quick. And right now the vapors are transferring via the flame all the way from the tip of the torch to the flower. We're going to get some dead center up in here. A little bit on the bottom. And that should do it for now. And now you can see it is colored with gold. So gold turns cranberry pink, like that. But my next trick is we got to use borax laundry soap and make it a little bit better. So this literally is borax laundry soap, no joke, 20 mule team to the wind. We're going to vaporize it in the flame just like the gold. And it's going to kind of coat the gold on here and change the color a little. It's going to give it a little orangey tint. It's going to give it a little orangey tint. We may have to add more gold in a minute. We'll have to take a look at it after it's done. There. So you change the color just a little bit. So there is the... I'm going to add a little bit more gold to it. Just a wee bit more gold. And where's my gold? There you are. Ooh, it almost fell off. And that is perfect. I could not ask for better than that for a color. There we go. So we got all those beautiful colors running through now. And that is the beauty of gold fuming. And last thing, I'm gonna try a different thing right now. We're gonna try the actual Hummingbird. I'm trying different items because we have a different camera view right now. So I want to see what everything looks like in different views. So we're going to move all this out of the way, and we're going to make a fast Hummingbird. Hummingbird takes me about 6-7 minutes to make. So if you've got an extra 6 or 7 minutes, you want to see how it's done, hang out. You are more than welcome to hang out while I do this. But first, I need some Mountain Dew. I'm not even sponsored. They should sponsor me. Sorry. Borax. Yes, it's borax. No, it doesn't use bubbles. Sea salt makes the bubbles. Big Earth, what's up? How you doing, my friend? Thank you for that super chat. All right, so we're going to make a Hummingbird. I'm going to let you guys decide. Do we do lime green? So like Nickelodeon slime color. We have this kind of tealish blue, or amber purple. You guys decide on the color. We'll pull them in front of the camera. The light. So there's the teal, there's the slime, and then the amber purple is hard to see. It has that little, it turns more of that kind of darky color right there, that brownish. So teal, lime, amber purple. You guys decide while we're making the body. Okay, here we go. I just need a mod to tell me what color it was. So we'll cut it off now. If one of the mods could just give me a color, we'll be all good to go. Because there's no way I could backtrack and read all that. So we're going to make the body right now. So what I do is I roll it into a substance called frit. Teal for the win? Okay. Frit is a ground up glass. It is very similar to sea salt as far as size-wise. So we roll it into there, and it colors the body a little bit, but not all the way. So you still have that transparency, a clear. That still keeps it looking like glass. So that is what the frit looks like pre-melted. Now we're going to melt it in. And then I'm going to start what I call my template for my tail. It's kind of like a guideline. It just gives me a good direction of where the tail needs to go, and then we add in the simulated feathers and all that fun stuff. Bring it out right there. Perfect. So it gives me my little, that's the tail section right there. Let's go ahead and start building the tail. And as always, I don't use any tools for making the simulated feathers. I like to freehand it. There's nothing wrong with using tools if that's the look you like. I just prefer it this way. I think I got a little gap in there. Hold on. Yep. Had a little tiny gap in there, so this tail's going to be really custom. And here we go. One more. No, I don't need that. It's going to be matched. All right, so there is the tail. You can see it just kind of hanging in there. Now, when I show you with the full light, you'll see that it is teal. Right now, the camera's having a hard time picking it up right there because that is the deuterium filter. So we kind of let it dangle, dangle. Bring it over here, and we're going to make the head, just burning it off, put a hook on it so it can hang. Do my favorite thing on the planet, which is making wings. Then we'll put a beak, some eyeballs, and call it done. Got to keep it moving, though. That head wants to bounce around all over the place. All right, here we go. We're going to pop a hook on. Bring it down. Let it cool for a second. Snap it in. Make sure we're super straight and round. It's not round. There. Now I'm okay with it. All right, let's go ahead and make the wings. This little bit here. Then we got to smooth that out. Make sure everything's all blended. Bring it over so you guys can see the teal. There's the wing. Now you can see the teal color starting to come in. There's the tail. But there is wing number one. There, that's better. And now we're going to do wing number two. Get these layers all done. This one takes a minute longer because I got to wait for it to cool off before I can completely separate it. It constantly wants to get pulled down by gravity. fuse that in. And make sure we're balanced, which we are not. Got to cut this off just a little. There we are. All right, let's go ahead and put a beak, some eyeballs, and I'll show it to you. Got my eyeball glass. There it is. Well, shoot. Just snapped my eyeball glass in half. But that's okay. I don't need much. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to side view so you guys get a better view. There. And now you can see all that tealy color going in. It'll look better when it cools off too. It's going to have a much better approach to it. Little beaky going. So yeah, there's the little birdie. There. And then we just tap it. Off it comes. Like that. Okay, I am going to call it early tonight. I wanted to run the test view of all the cameras and see how it's doing. It looks really good, I think. So I think we're going to go through and call it a night. And I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. I know the